In the sweltering summer of 1971, a team of elite scientists packed a highly sensitive atomic clock into a standard commercial airline seat. They bought the clock its very own passenger ticket, buckled it securely in place, and sent it flying completely around the Earth. When the aircraft finally landed back where it started, the scientists discovered something that should have been absolutely impossible. The clock that traveled through the sky no longer agreed with the identical, precise clock that had stayed perfectly still on the ground. It hadn't malfunctioned, its batteries hadn't drained, and no mechanical parts had slipped out of place during the long journey. Instead, the physical reality of time itself had literally stretched, bent, and permanently altered for the traveling instrument. This is the mind-bending reality of time dilation, a fundamental law of our universe that actively dictates everything you experience. But this isn't just a complex physics equation hidden away inside dry academic textbooks or high-tech aerospace laboratories. Every single day you walk this earth, your own body is experiencing a terrifyingly subtle biological ripple effect of this cosmic phenomenon. Right now, your brain is actually aging at a completely different rate than your feet, creating a silent, lifelong fracturing of your personal reality. To understand how the universe plays this bizarre psychological trick on us, we have to unravel Act 1, the ultimate destruction of absolute time. For thousands of years, humanity assumed that time was a universal constant, a steady, unyielding river flowing at the exact same speed for everyone. Whether you were a peasant working in a field or a king sitting on a throne, a single second was a single second. But in 1905, a young patent clerk named Albert Einstein completely shattered this foundational illusion with a single, radical realization. He proved that time and space are not separate entities, but are woven together into a flexible, invisible fabric called spacetime. More importantly, he discovered that this fabric can be stretched and warped by two distinct cosmic forces: speed and heavy gravity. Imagine a massive bowling ball placed directly in the center of a soft, flexible trampoline, creating a deep, dramatic dip in the fabric. Any smaller object trying to roll past that heavy bowling ball will get pulled into the slope, curving and slowing down as it travels. This is exactly what massive objects like planets and stars do to the invisible fabric of time itself, creating local gravity wells. The closer you get to a heavy object, the deeper you sink into its gravity well, and the slower time physically moves for you. This brings us directly into Act 2 of our escalation, the shocking, invisible architectural tax paid by every single skyscraper on Earth. Because the planet Earth is a massive sphere, the center of its intense gravitational pull sits directly beneath your feet at the core. This means that the closer you physically stand to the surface of the ground, the stronger the grip of gravity is on your body. Consequently, if you live or work on the top floor of a massive skyscraper, you are physically further away from that gravitational center. Because you are higher up, the fabric of time moves just a tiny fraction faster for you than it does for someone walking on the street below. This isn't an optical illusion or a trick of the human mind. It is a measurable physical reality confirmed by ultra-precise atomic instruments. If you spend your entire life living in a high-rise penthouse, you will technically age faster, burning through your finite lifespan ahead of schedule. The difference is incredibly microscopic, adding up to just a few billionths of a second over the course of a normal human life. But the psychological ripple effect of this reality is profoundly, deeply disturbing when applied to your own physical body. Because your head sits higher than your feet, your brain exists in a weaker gravitational field than your lower extremities every single day. Throughout your life, your brain is actively traveling through time faster than your feet, meaning you are literally tearing yourself apart across time. As we transition into Act 3, the escalation expands outward from individual bodies into the vital technology we rely on to survive. High above our atmosphere, a complex network of global positioning system, satellites orbits the planet at thousands of miles per hour. These satellites are absolutely essential for modern human civilization, guiding our mapping apps, military operations, and global banking transactions. But because these machines are flying fast and sitting far away from Earth's gravity, their internal clocks experience a major temporal mismatch. The clocks on board the satellites tick slightly faster than the clocks on the ground, gaining about 38 microseconds every single day. 38 microseconds sounds completely insignificant to a human being, but to a high-speed computer network, it is a catastrophic eternity. If the engineers at NASA and tech companies didn't deliberately program Einstein's equations into the software to manually roll back the time, the entire global GPS network would drift out of accuracy by over 6 miles every single day, completely crippling modern transport. Flights would get dangerously lost, delivery networks would collapse, and the digital infrastructure of our global economy would instantly freeze. We are forced to constantly fix the universe's broken clocks, just to keep our fragile modern society from sliding into absolute chaos. Now we must confront the final, dramatic conclusion of this cosmic law, where we look at the terrifying ultimate destiny of time. If the gravity of a small planet like Earth can cause microsecond shifts, what happens when we push this physics engine to its absolute limit? Deep in the dark voids of space sit black holes, ancient cosmic monsters containing the mass of millions of suns crushed into a tiny point. The gravitational well of a black hole is so profoundly intense that the fabric of spacetime doesn't just bend, it completely tears. If an astronaut were to orbit just outside the edge of a massive black hole, for what felt to them like a few quiet hours, the extreme gravity would slow their local time down so immensely that centuries, or even millennia, would flash by on Earth in an instant. They would return home to find their children long dead, human cities turned to dust, and their entire civilization forgotten by history. They would have effectively traveled straight into the deep future, trapped forever by a one-way bridge built out of pure cosmic gravity. This psychological nightmare forces us to realize a deeply haunting truth about our everyday existence on this floating rock. Time is not a reliable, objective structure that safely cradles us. It is a localized, unstable illusion dictated by where you stand. We are all lonely temporal travelers, moving through our own individual, fragmented streams of time at slightly different speeds. The next time you look at a wall clock or check the watch on your wrist, remember the invisible forces warping the room around you. Recognize that with every step you take, every hill you climb, and every flight you board, you are subtly shifting your place in history. The universe refuses to let us share a single, perfect present moment, keeping us forever separated by the invisible ripples of its grand design. All we can do is hold on to the fleeting, precious seconds we have, before our personal clocks inevitably run out of time completely.